Double busy, getting busy, do. Yo, what's up, it's me, the double busy. So, since we've been in the Iberian Peninsula lately, let's go ahead and do Last Count, First King with Duke Nuno Mendes of Portugal. And now that I know I have to get those islands to the east, I can go ahead and get Reconquista this time too. Duke Nuno, Duke of Portugal, 33 years old. He is an ambitious man, so a little better at every skill, but he gets stressed out easily. Does not have a high opinion of his liege, King Garcia, one of the Jimena brothers. Arrogant, so he gains a little more prestige, but again, has a low opinion of his own liege, and even of his own vassals. He is chaste, so he's a little better at learning, but his fertility goes down, so he's going to have a hard time having children. This is virtue to Catholics, however, which increases his opinion with the Pope and with other Catholics. Now, for lifestyle, it's pretty random. Those three traits are always the same, but the lifestyle is random. I would suggest going for a 3 or 4 star stewardship lifestyle. Diplomacy could be good if you want a lot of prestige, to get your level of fame up, to get your opinion up, or to go family hierarchy to get your skills up. But that's not necessarily going to target just the opinion skill. Now you can use that opinion for alliances, marriages, getting money from the Pope, though not very much and not very often, for getting decisions, getting people to agree to your title revocations, that sort of stuff. Marshal, if you have a high marshal, you're going to end up being Duke Garcia's marshal, and you're going to end up being out in his battles, and you're probably going to end up getting killed or maimed, so you don't want to do that. Intrigue could be interesting. Torturer, you could gain a lot of dread from tyranny and use that to keep people under your rule. And learning could be interesting if you're going to be converting a lot of faith by doing holy wars against the Mualadi neighbors, which we're going to have to do to form Portugal. Or you could do whole of body to try to live longer. But I like stewardship and I like the Avaricious. You're going to be getting a ton of gold. That gold can be used to form titles, build buildings, raise men-at-arms, and basically fight your wars, and that's going to be very important. And now you'll be able to get money from hooks. You'll also be able to get money from prisoners. And what I'm going to do here is do this, but I'm also going to combine it. Okay? Demand payment from hooks. So I'm going to actually start down the intrigue path to fabricate hooks so that I can get hooks and make people pay for them. So I'm not going to actually start with stewardship. I just want to be a steward. Actually, I'm going to start with intrigue to get the fabricating hooks to make people pay for them. 5 years after that, switch back to the stewardship and finish out Avaricious or go down one of these paths. Now, he's already 33, so he's going to be 43 by the time we get all that done. But that's still very helpful to get this in combination with this. So that would be my suggestion, is go stewardship, go Avaricious. You could go administrator for the claimed throne, but you're not going to use that claimed throne until much later. Early in the game, the Jimena brothers are going to be battling each other, and you want to stay out of that unless you offer to join a war just to get your liege's opinion. He has minus 42 right now, but if you join his wars and help him out, his opinion will go through the roof. Okay? One of the very first things we need to do is get an heir. A female heir is okay. She's pretty good diplomatic. The problem is she is married to Count Cisnando, who owns all these territories. So their children are going to be House Davides, not House Vimaranes. You would probably have to divorce him or have a child out of wedlock, and then it would turn you into an adulterer or a fornicator, and that would probably not be a good thing. So we're going to have to battle the chaste. We're going to have to try to seduce or romance our wife. Our wife is a good diplomat, so that's good. We can use her to get high opinion early in the game of all our vassals. The very first thing you want to do is come into this barony and revoke the title, but we have to raise the crown authority. So, crown authority, 147, pass that law, revoke this title, and only an opinion hit to this kid. That is part of our dynasty, just not part of our house. And there's no tyranny because it's just a barony level castle. Okay, and that helps us out a lot. So now we have 687 troops. We have even more troops. 171 extra levies and some more tax income. Being an ambitious man, he understands that temptation is a necessity in order to produce an heir, and that truth is relative. And when the truth is relative, you can make people pay for their obligations to you. Count Fernan in Bragança does not want to have his title revoked. Count Egas in Castelo Branco does not want to have his title revoked. Since Count Egas is a decent marshal, we'll go ahead and sway him to gain some opinion with him. We'll turn Cisnando into our steward because he's actually a better steward. And then Mayor Pedro can become our chancellor. And Count Fernan will lose his title whether he wants to or not. Emisu Hermiguez is an intelligent young woman, so she will become our court physician. I will also get her matrilineally married to a good knight. Ooh, Ambrose is a handsome man and a blade master. A perfect match. Every unmarried courtier should have a spouse, especially the women who can attract good knights, and even the men who can bring in spouses that have inheritable traits. Veremundo is a particularly important man to have because of his martial skill, but also his ability to engineer sieges. Count Fernan has refused my revocation of his title, so to war. Well, if there's one thing I'm good at, it's catching prisoners in a siege. Got both of his sons, so I'll go ahead and ransom the younger son for 48 of the gold, and then I'll keep the other one to keep winning the war. And now, enforce my demands, and the County of Bragança is mine. Now I can revoke that title. Rather than ransom him, and he has no gold, I'm just going to go ahead and gain a weak hook on him. He won't renounce his claims. And then I'll get him to pay for that hook later. In choosing to extort my subjects, I can take 75 gold and have a lower opinion from my direct vassals for 5 years. The only one I really care about is Cisnando, my daughter's husband, or my son-in-law. I can take a little bit extra in Tyranny and Dread, but I don't have any men-at-arms, so the Dread will not help me keep my men-at-arms maintenance costs low. And now my schemes are already paying off. Knowing that Infanta Urraca is lovers with King Alfonso, I can demand payment, and since it's a strong hook, I'll be able to demand payment even more in the future. Now I will blackmail the king himself. Even King Alfonso will pay his obligations for his hooks. Blessings upon me and my house. I now have a son and heir, Joao. May you grow to be strong and wise, my son. And now that I know that truth is relative, I can get my spy master and my wife to help me fabricate a hook on Count Egas, while I wait for control in Bragança to finish, and eventually I will revoke his title and take it as my own, form the Duchy of Coimbra, and then move south to eventually form the Kingdom of Portugal. My strategy worked, having my great-great-uncle Pedro marry Jimena, but he died of old age. So she is still in my court, she's still looking for a spouse, so I think Tomas would make an excellent knight, and a great holy warrior. Ooh, Floribert would even be better. I could use him to lay siege to the infidels. Teresia could marry Philip, an excellent marshal and knight, who can fight against the infidels in rough terrain. Perfect for our area. At just 29 years old, my liege and rival, King Garcia, is dead. Supposedly of natural causes, but I'm not sure about that. Anyway, not one day too soon. I will fabricate a hook on Mayor Flain, since he is not one of my counselors, but he does have some money. It may be expensive, but I need to guarantee my victory in this battle, since Count Sancho joined the war. I have either ransomed or gotten hooks on all of my prisoners except for the children, so I moved them to house arrest, and when they come of age, I will recruit them and marry them to knights. Once again, capturing and ransoming prisoners in a siege is our strong suit, and we are still able to enforce our demands for the county of Castelo Branco. Since banishment is considered tyranny, I will simply revoke the title to the county that I have a claim on, and then negotiate his release. Actually, I think I'll hold on to Count Egas until he can ransom himself. Oh, but he won't have any way of making money. So I'll go ahead and ransom him now. Queen Mayor has superior troops than we do, thanks to her ally King Philip. So I'll wait for her to take that over, and then she'll have to fight the infidels. And in the meantime, I will grow stronger by controlling Castelbranco. Finally, I'm ready to fabricate a hook on Mayor Flaine. Scribe, we have letters to compose. Thanks to some of my subjects' quote-unquote donations, and all those prisoners I've been ransoming, and the hooks that I had, for example, on Infanta Urraca, I can create the title for the Duchy of Coimbra. My liege, Queen Mayor, has declared war on her uncle for the Kingdom of Leon. I'm going to offer to join the war. I will let her soldiers do the fighting, but in the meantime, I can do some sieging. Well, as usual, if there's anything I'm good at, it's capturing prisoners. And that was in a little battle where all the knights were running home from a lost battle. I haven't even finished the siege of Navarra yet. I captured King Anso's daughter and heir. Alright, my idea about stress isn't necessarily going to work, because the stress gain is going to be too low to get my stress up so I can have more income. So, I'm going to improve my opinion with the clergy, which includes the Pope, be able to ask him for money more often, and then either wait 2 years to switch back to stewardship, or go ahead and make sure that my court physicians do a good job. Just as I was thinking that it would be time to declare independence from Queen Mayor, there's a small peasant uprising in Bragança. So, I will put down the rebels, finish controlling Castelbranco, go on a pilgrimage to gain favor with the Pope and ask for money, and then declare my independence. Alright, that seems like a good spot to end the first episode. Double busy, getting busy, do.